Hi, it's Jo Martin here from One of Many, and if you're a coach or coaching is a route you're thinking about going down at some point, then this is something that you really need to know. It's about how to handle those objections that your clients are going to come to you with, or your prospective clients are coming to you with. If you're a coach, you'll probably have already come across many of these, and the first thing I want to say, clients having objections is totally normal, and it's no reflection on you as a coach. Having concerns or worries about starting on a journey or finding these objections as you're heading through a journey is a very normal part of the process, so don't worry about that. What we need to know is how do we handle them, right? Fundamentally, handling concerns is about providing a space of safety, support, and concern for somebody where they feel equipped and empowered to be able to make a powerful choice moving forward. And my perspective on all concerns is that all concerns are one concern, and I'll tell you what that is at the end. But the way they tend to come out are in different veins. So one of the first ones that I hear a lot is, well, that all sounds very well and good, but I'm not sure it's going to work for me. If someone's telling you they're not sure it's going to work for me, then the best way you can handle that is, well, first of all, you've got to build rapport and understand more about that. Why? Tell me why you don't think that's the case. And you listen really close to what they tell you. But often what you get down to is some sense of shame of them not being as good as your other clients, some kind of imposter syndrome, because presumably by now you've shared with them other client success stories or testimonials, you've shown them what's possible, but remember, they're looking at coaching because they've got a track record of not doing great at something. And so their self-esteem around whatever this thing is that they're thinking of changing is going to be pretty low. So in order to even get them on board, you have to help them. You actually have to coach them in the discovery conversation to be able to take their power back and recognize that they didn't get there in the past, not because they're a bad person, but because they didn't have the support or the strategy or the accountability or the connections and community that they needed. Whatever it is that you're going to be providing them, right? Which is exactly the point. If they haven't had that kind of support, how could they have possibly made the changes they wanted to make? So helping them to see that in the past they haven't had the pieces that they needed, so they need you to be able to make those changes that they want to make. That's the key point here. The second thing I hear a lot about is concern around finance or money, especially now some of you are working inside organizations where you're the in-house coach, which is kind of a different matter. But if you are working and you're selling your coaching, it is very common for people to go, oh, gee, I don't know if I can afford that, or I can't, I don't have the money for it. Here's the thing I've seen to be true about finances, is we always seem to find the money for those things that are really important to us. Just like we will always find the time for those things that are really important to us. I've worked with some of my coaches who come back to me and say, oh, I can't get that person across the line, they haven't got any money. And I ask, well, tell me about them. And this person's currently renovating their house, spending tens of thousands of pounds on a house renovation. They've recently bought a new car, and when I hear those kind of numbers of money moving around, the money's there, it's just allocated for something else, right? Usually that's the case. Very few people are wandering through life going, I want to do something new, and here's this big chunk of money that I want to do it with. Most of us have allocated of our income, most people budget it out and allocate it in places. So what you need to help your clients to understand is, hey, what is it that's most important to you right now? And have them make a choice that reflects what they want for their lives. I'm not saying that that there's a right or a wrong choice here, that they absolutely should pay for your coaching and not pay for a house extension. Not that at all. I'm just saying challenge them as a coach on what's more important for them. What's more important for you right now? Changing this problem that you've come to me with, or finishing the kitchen renovation? If finishing the kitchen renovation is more important, then go finish the kitchen renovation. But if, having those tiles versus those tiles, and that sink fitting versus that sink fitting, and saving yourself $3,000 on your kitchen reno so that you can put it over your coaching, because that's what's more important for you than the flashiest tap fittings, challenge them. People are coming to you for coaching because they want to be challenged. A third one that I hear a lot from women is versions of, I don't have time, or I'm just so overwhelmed I can't even make a decision. And this is where, again, I come back to, we have to start coaching people to be able to get them to even agree to being coached. This is the purpose and the point of discovery sessions and why we have them as part of our process. If you can help someone to overcome their overwhelm, to distinguish what their highest priorities are and make decisions that are aligned with that, you have done them a great service. Now, I'm not saying offering, hours and hours and hours of free coaching. I mean, you have to help people take their power back. And this is fundamentally what it comes down to. This is what I teach all of our coaches who are doing discovery calls to do. Any concern or objection that you have from a client is really a concern around where is the power. So when someone is saying, I can't because whatever reason, they're in what I would call victim mode. I'm not saying they're a victim, I'm not saying any of that, but what I'm saying is they are giving their power away to their situation. They are giving their power away to their partner. They're giving their power away to their kitchen renovation. They're giving their power away to whatever the excuse is. If you want to be a great coach, the best question you could ask them is help them to distinguish that in this excuse, in this concern, they are actually giving their agency away. They're giving their power or their ability to respond to their life away. So the only question really is, do they want to take their power back? If they want to take their power back, they can choose that right then in that moment. And from a place of empowerment, they choose then where they want to invest their time, where they want to invest their money, where they want to invest their life energy, from a place of what's important to them and what's powerful for them. If you can see that every concern comes down to a concern around where's the power center, is it inside them or outside them, and help them to sit in a place of power to make their decisions, they may absolutely choose not to work with you. And that's fine if it was an empowered choice. But if it was a choice of excuses or blame or justification, they won't feel good about it and you won't feel good about it. Help them to make empowered choices. I'm interested, if you have been selling coaching for a while, what kind of objections do you get and how do you handle those concerns? Let's have a little chat here in the comments section and find out what you've learned. If this has been useful for you, please do feel free to share the video and like it if you'd like to hear more from us. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Speak soon.